One of the biggest problems is, and once you get into education, you see that like counselors, that's what they've done is they went to high school, they went to college, they might have had a job flipping burgers or something like that, and then they started teaching. So that's all they know. They think everybody needs to go to college. They don't realize that there's this whole nother world out there that where people can make really, really good money without a degree.
We're at Kern ROC, the Regional Occupational Center here in Bakersfield.
Right. This is a big deal. Like, I didn't realize how big this was till I got here. My buddy said, hey, you got to come look at this thing. And I got here and I was like, whoa, this is a big event.
It's huge. This is Region 2. So out of our 6 regions, this is our 3rd largest event. We have about 1,400 competitors here today with us. We have about 200 judges judging about 100 plus contests today.
Yeah, what's the age range on here?
So we serve middle school, high school, and college post-secondary.
Middle school, they're invited.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So it's the first year or like one of the, it hasn't been here in a while, right? In debate.
Yeah, I don't recall it, when it's been here. It hasn't been here in the last several years. So this is great that we were able to bring it more to the Central Valley.
What, I was going to ask you, like, what is it? I mean, we have a lot of industrial stuff here, right? I mean,
Yeah.
is that one of the main reasons they brought it to Bakersfield, or what's the reason why you think they brought it here?
We wanted to help centralize the location to make it easier for chapters from the region to be able to get here, because this region represents all the way to the coast, such as San Luis Obispo. So, in the past it's been held all the way over there. So, we're trying to make it more accessible. Certainly it wasn't to take it away from any one area, but to just bring it more central. This facility has been amazing. The administration, the staff, they're all in on this, and they really came together as a team to put this event together.
Absolutely, we're really big in the trade, especially in Bakersfield. We got to start looking at more of the trades instead of, some of these big time degrees, liberal arts degrees and stuff of this nature. Right now, there's a huge need for trade skills men and women. Right now, with the baby boomers getting ready to retire, there's actually a huge generational gap. They said the average age for a welder right now in industry is 55 years old. Wow. And unfortunately, because we don't have the resources that are refueling our tanks, there's actually a generational gap right now in the trades.
Why do you think the high schools, I mean, are we on the same page that high schools could do better on getting kids into this field?
Absolutely. The problem with it is that it's easier to teach an English class than it is a welding class, and it comes down to expenditures. It comes down to money.
This would be a fantastic place, especially these kids that are like the top kids. I mean, that's how you find awesome welders.
Oh, absolutely. We're always looking for motivating individuals. But right now, there's actually jobs in industry here locally, $800 to $1,000 a day that are going unfilled because we can't find qualified welders, especially welders that are certified, who have a clean driving record and can pass a drug test. Yeah. So if you look at it, it's very, it's disheartening for us to know that there are businesses out there that are looking for qualified individuals that they can't find because of poor choices on individuals here in our community. But there's opportunity for individuals to come to things like this, as far as the SkillsUSA or Bakersfield College, and find that motivation and that that step up that they need to go out and be productive individuals in industry.
are with Mike Johnson. I've known Mike for a long time. We used to race together, and you were a part of the automotive class at Lompoc High, right?
Yes.
And you've had quite success in some of the SkillsUSA competitions in the past, right? Talk to us about what this event is and how important it is for these kids.
It's the region competition. It gets these kids ready for the real world. They're going to encounter real life problems with the stations in here, just automotive problems, and there's nothing better than a competition.
Well, I was going to say, you're competitive, man. So I know
a little bit,
just a little bit, right?
Yeah, this is my new race.
Is it hard not to be competitive with those kids? Like, because because you have to be the adult and you have to be the teacher that says, all right, come on, everybody's special here. But at the end of the day, you're like, come on, man, dude, you got to step this up, right?
I told them this morning.
You're like a basketball coach, right?
Yeah, when I was giving them the pep talk this morning, I had, the group of 11 kids standing around, and I was like, just remember what's the most important thing. And they're like, oh, having fun. I said, no, it's winning. But no, it's I have kids here I have a kid that finished 4th in the nation last year in the automotive competition as a sophomore to freshmen that haven't ever, touched a car
and
before.
To put that in perspective, to be 4th out of how many total kids from the start?
Shoot. Well, just in Region 2 last year, there was, I want to say, close to 30 in his competition, just in Region 2. So then there's 6 regions. Then he went to state, and I want to say there was 20-something kids that that qualified for state, and he beat them. And then I forget how many were at nationals. There's usually one from every state.
Yeah, so by the time you get to the top, those guys are super talented.
Oh yeah.
Right.
He was going up against juniors and seniors, and the kid that won is a graduated senior that worked in a dealership.
You know what? And we had this conversation, but I want to talk about it. Is that a kid runs for 100 yards in a game? It's a huge deal in the high school level, right?
Yes, huge.
A kid achieves an automotive milestone that might not ever happen again at that level.
Right.
And it's
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I hate to say that. You know what I mean?
No, it is.
And really, those kids should be brought in front of all the kids and celebrated. You know what I mean? Like you don't
Absolutely.
Like this is history. What we just
Absolutely.
saw here. And the thing is, I think if they saw that more, like if the other students saw that, they would see the value that, wow, this is big stuff here. This is not,
what we run into at our school is we have kids that don't think that they're going to do good, so they don't even try. Yeah. And I think that's the mentality of some kids now, and it's just something that you have to deal with. But then you have the kids, like the kids that are here, that some of them just want to come and have fun and just experience it, and then there's some like my kids that are here and they're hardcore and they want to win.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, here we are. We're with Alberto and Jerry, and we're at the SkillsUSA competitions, right? It's a regional, right?
Yeah.
And man, what does it feel like? Is this kind of fun making it competitive? Is that a fun part of it, or is it nervous?
Mostly depends on the person. Yeah. Because I like to have fun with this, learning new stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it with people watching you though? Is it a little harder? Like, you know what I mean?
No. Depends on the person as well.
Yeah.
It's the same for me,
Yeah.
Like, I get nervous seeing all these people around, but then like once you start the station and you start working, it just all goes away. Just focus on your
That's cool. So, do you guys? Of course, you guys enjoy working on cars, right? I imagine in your personal life you like working on cars too, right? So, do you think you'll do this for a career? Is this something you're going to get into, or what do you think?
90% likely yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Most definitely for me.
Yeah.
I plan on making this my major in college.
Yeah.
So
There's a big demand for it. Like, I don't think kids realize, like, there's a huge demand for what you guys are doing, right?
Yeah.
And so, for people looking for job security, like when they get out of, high school, or a plan of something to do, I mean, this is awesome what you guys got going on, right?
Yeah. I have a few mechanic friends that own shops, and they tell us, they recommend us to do the automotive field, and especially with diesel. Now that there's going to be more diesel cars going around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diesel mechanics, right? Right.
For commercial and passenger and stuff.
What's the hardest part, would you say, of this? Like, what's the part the most challenging, would you say?
Depends on the person, but for me, it's mental. Being mentally prepared,
Here, who are we talking to?
I'm Sabrina Hernandez
Okay.
Ali Luna.
Okay, and where are you guys from?
from Redwood by site.
Redwood. All right, so what's cool is this is a lot of fun, right? We're at the competitions for the SkillsUSA, right? And but you guys want to actually apply this to your future. So tell us, like, where you want to go with this. Where do you see I know you guys already have visions of what you want to do. Why don't you tell us where you want to go with this?
I want to further my career in education and join the Air Force and be a jet mechanic.
Jet mechanic.
Yeah.
I don't see very many people saying they want to be jet mechanics. I mean, I've never met a jet mechanic before. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, are you planning on applying this to my future by getting it like to be a job? I'll take it more like a hobby because it's something you like to do. Auto shop is my life.
Yeah. Do you guys like working on things? Like, have
Yeah.
you always been mechanically, like, you know, like erector sets or whatever? I mean, do you guys like working on things?
Yeah.
Because you have to like that, right?
Yeah.
To do this. Well, here we are with Bryce Hash. He is at Frontier High School, right? And
Yes.
you do the film class?
Yeah, film and video.
Right. So we're here at the SkillsUSA, and it's more than just industrial. It actually has to do with everything, right? And some of the arts and some. So tell us about the programs that you have going on here.
Yeah, it's there's a focus here on career tech education, and there's an artistic aspect where technology is involved, photography and video and filmmaking, and so the kids that take those classes or have that interest can come in here and they can compete as well with the kids that are doing welding and refrigeration and fire and stuff like that. So it's pretty much all encompassing for students that are looking for technology skills and career skills, and they can compete here.
Wow. How good does it feel for this to be in Bakersfield, this competition?
It's pretty awesome.
It's big, right? I mean, people don't understand.
We've been
it.
looking forward to doing it for a couple of years. We finally snagged it this year, and it's gone off without a hitch. It's been beautiful.
Right. Do you think enough kids know about like this going on? Like I didn't really know this was going on, you know, and I wonder how many people really understand this is here.
Yeah, it's getting bigger. Every year it gets bigger. When Frontier first started out, we were working with the ROC Center, and then we got so big that we branched off and we are now our own chapter. So I think that's the way the schools are going, where they're getting bigger, they're becoming their own chapters, more word is getting out, the competition's getting stronger, and that's where we're at today.
Yeah, very good. Congratulations on this.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate it.
All right.